You know what's killing more dreams than failure? Fake positivity. And as positive psychology research would tell you, it's the opposite of what the science actually recommends. The whole good vibes only crowd have turned personal development into a toxic wasteland of denial and delusion. But here's what they do not want you to know. The real positive psychology isn't about pretending that everything's sunshine and rainbows. No. It's about using science-backed methods that Harvard tracked across 160,000 people for 26 years to literally add 15 years to your life while building unshakable resilience. And the research will blow your mind.
Your Success DNA podcast. Your success is in your DNA.
What is up? What is up? What the hell is up, my fellow success seekers? Welcome back to another episode of Your Success DNA, the podcast for my aspiring folks out there, whether you're just a mom, a dad, an entrepreneur, a 9-to-5 escapee. We're here because each episode delivers mindset shifts, habit upgrades, and a little dose of rebellion, helping you break free from the convention so that you can build a life aligned with your version of success. And if you know someone who's out there dreaming of ditching all the caca in their head, but still makes time for a little self-help, a little personal development, then go ahead and forward this episode to them. Okay, so today we're talking about beyond the good vibes only. This is going to be your rebel's guide to a real positive psychology and why toxic positivity is sabotaging your growth and what science says actually works. So in today's episode, first I'm going to expose why the manifest your dreams crowd is actually making you weaker, not stronger. And we're going to share the Harvard study that tracked 160,000 people for 26 years to discover what really extends your life. Second, we're going to hear the incredible story of 678 Catholic nuns whose handwritten journals at the age of 22 predicted exactly how long they were going to live and what this reveals about the thoughts you're thinking right this very minute. And then third, I'm going to walk you through the 5-element PERMA system that's been scientifically proven to build genuine resilience, meaning you'll never have to fake positivity again because you're going to have the real thing. Okay, so here's the truth bomb that's going to make some of you uncomfortable. I really like doing this. It's just dropping a little noise in it, dropping that big old stone into the pond, right? The positive thinking movement has been hijacked by people who are afraid of reality. Yeah, they've turned legitimate psychological science into a feel-good fantasy that's actually making people more fragile, not more resilient. And it's time someone, like me, called them out. Called all of it out, okay? So let me tell you about 2 different approaches that I've witnessed recently. I was at a coffee shop and overheard 2 conversations happening at neighboring tables. At the first table was a woman who was telling her friend about losing her job. Her friend immediately jumped in with, everything happens for a reason. Just stay positive. The universe has a plan, right? We know those people. Some of them have that person in our lives. The woman's face fell. You could literally see her shutting down, feeling like she wasn't allowed to process the very real fear that she was feeling, as well as the disappointment. Over at the second table, another woman was sharing a very similar story, but her friend responded differently. Well, that sucks, and it's okay to feel scared right now. What are you thinking about doing next? And then they went for the next 20 minutes and actually dove into problem solving together. You want to guess which woman walked out looking empowered versus which woman walked out looking defeated? Yeah. See, this isn't about being a good friend, although that's probably a great example of being one. This is about understanding the difference between toxic positivity, which shuts down the real human experience, and the authentic positive psychology, which acknowledges reality while building genuine strength. And here's what's fascinating. Science has now proven that the second approach doesn't just feel better, it actually extends your life. Yeah, stick with me, okay? Let me walk you through what real positive psychology looks like, because this, my friends, is not theory, it is life-changing science. Understand what we are really dealing with here. Back in 1998, Dr. Martin Seligman stood up as the incoming president of the American Psychological Association and made a revolutionary declaration. Psychology had become obsessed with mental illness and pathology. What if instead we studied what makes life worth living. This launched positive psychology, not the fluffy self-help version so many of us have come to know, but the rigorous scientific research version. And the results are staggering. Harvard University tracked nearly 160,000 people over the course of 26 years, and they discovered that real optimists live 11 to 15% longer than our pessimist friends out there. That's not just correlation. When they controlled the lifestyle factors like exercise and diet, they found that lifestyle only accounted for 24% of that link. Something deeper was happening there. But here's a study that really should get your attention. This one is the Nun Study, and I mentioned this briefly earlier. Researchers followed 678 Catholic nuns from the age of 22 until they died. What made this unique was that all of these nuns had written brief autobiographies when they entered the covenant as young women. Decades later, researchers scored these handwritten documents for emotional content. The nuns who expressed the most positive emotions in their early writings lived an average of 10 years longer than those who expressed the least. Think about that. These women, they lived virtually identical lives. They had the same diet. They had the same routine. They had the same health care. The only variable at this point was really, substantively, how they viewed their world as young women, captured in a few paragraphs of their own writing, in their own words. Now, here's how you apply all of this using the PERMA model, P-E-R-M-A. And PERMA stands for the 5 elements that you can actively develop: positive emotion, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishment. Okay, let's go through these. Positive emotion. This is not about forced happiness, ladies and gentlemen. It does include hope, interest, joy, compassion, and gratitude. However, research shows that these emotions literally broaden your thinking, making you more creative and more resilient. This is what psychologist Barbara Fredrickson calls the broaden and build theory. Positive emotions expand your cognitive resources and build lasting psychological strength. Just that mind muscle. But here's the key. You don't suppress your negative emotions. No. You acknowledge them, and then you consciously cultivate positive ones right alongside of them.
Your Success DNA podcast. Your success is in your DNA.
You don't pretend that the caca's not there. You spread the caca around and use it, I don't know, as fertilizer, right? Okay, you feel me? All right. Next is engagement. And engagement is about flow. Those movements when you're completely absorbed in something challenging but achievable. This isn't about finding your passion. No, it's about bringing your full attention to whatever it is you're doing right now. So it's not always something you're passionate about, but you're doing it, so you may as well be fully engaged. Next, relationships. And relationships might be about the most crucial element. Harvard's Grant study followed people for over 80 years and concluded that good relationships keep us happier and healthier. Well, duh, Tracy, I could have told you that. Well, yeah, but are you engaged in those fully? Social support doesn't just feel good, it measurably strengthens your immune system. Okay, so find that good relationship. Guess what the opposite means? All right, that's a whole nother podcast topic. Okay, next is meaning, and meaning answers the why question. It's connecting to something larger than yourself. It could be family, it could be a cause, or understanding how your work contributes to something bigger. Viktor Frankl, who survived the Holocaust, called this concept tragic optimism. Finding meaning even in the face of suffering. Yeah, I think this perfectly captures what we're really after. Not the denial of our difficulties, but the resilience through purpose. I call this looking back into my abyss through all the challenging things that have happened in my life. The loss of a daughter, overcoming addiction, the vicious divorce and bankruptcy. There's things to be learned inside there. Meaning, okay? And that leads us to the last one, accomplishment. An accomplishment is about the satisfaction of reaching your goals and building that confidence and competence. Unlike all the other elements, this is sometimes pursued even when it doesn't lead to positive emotions. It's about the confidence that comes from proven capabilities. You've accomplished it. There's a confidence that comes with that, and you've proven your capabilities by that accomplishment. This connects to what Stafford's Carol Dweck calls growth mindset, the belief that abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. Her research on fixed versus growth mindset perfectly aligns with building genuine resilience rather than that brittle positivity. You know what I'm talking about? I'm always positive. I'm always positive. Yeah, but I could shatter that positivity really easy. Here's how you implement this starting today. Every morning, identify one element of PERMA that you're going to focus on. Monday, it might be a gratitude practice for a positive emotion. Tuesday could be finding flow in a challenging project, so you use engagement. Wednesday could involve reaching out and strengthening a relationship. The key is that you're not pretending problems do not exist. You're building genuine psychological resources to handle whatever is going to come your way. And we all know it's going to come your way. So you may as well start prepping yourself for it. This is why Angela Duckworth's research on grit found that passion plus perseverance consistently outpredicts natural talent. Yeah, right. You throw that passion and that perseverance in there, and you're going to outpredict natural talent every single time. Speaking of building natural strengths, this is exactly what we deep dive into every week in the Unleash Your Success DNA newsletter. It's for my aspiring folks out there that want real mindset shifts, not that fake positivity. Each issue delivers habit upgrades and my usual dose of rebellion, all helping you break free from convention so that you can build a life aligned with your version of success. No fluff, no toxic positivity, just science-backed strategies that actually work. Go ahead and sign up for it over at yoursuccessdna.com. Okay, so here's why all of this really matters at a deeper level. We're living in a culture that has become terrified of their negative emotions. I know some of them will throw them around pretty willy-nilly, but we've all been conditioned to believe that feeling sad or feeling angry or feeling afraid means there's something wrong with us. But there's not. Negative emotions serve crucial functions. They signal problems that need attention. They create motivation for necessary changes, and they provide contrast that makes positive experiences feel more meaningful. Without the bad stuff, the good stuff just doesn't feel as good, does it? The real revolution isn't eliminating your negative emotions. It's developing what researchers call flexible optimism. This means maintaining hope while accurately assessing the situation. When my daughter died, I wasn't trying to hide my pain. I was trying to maintain some level of hope while I assess the situation. What is this going to do to the family? What I got to do? You know what I'm talking about? All those things that start rushing through your head. It's about building genuine resilience instead of that brittle positivity that is going to shatter the moment that reality whops up and smacks you right in the face or in the back of the head, whatever it might be. This connects to a much larger paradigm shift happening in psychology and neuroscience. They've discovered that the human brain is far more plastic than we ever imagined, or maybe it's elastic, right? Your mindset isn't fixed. It's trainable, but it requires the right approach. It doesn't require just wishful thinking and fake-ass positivity. No, the goal isn't to eliminate negative emotions, but to develop your resilience, to find meaning in difficulties, and to cultivate real positive experiences overall. So, all that said, here's your whisper wisdom for this week. Real strength isn't about never falling down. You are going to fumble. You are going to bumble. You're going to stumble, fall, and faceplant. The real skill, the real strength is about getting back up and getting better at getting back up, dusting yourself off, sometimes wiping the caca off your face. Look, the research is crystal clear. Positive psychology works, but only when it's grounded in reality, in your reality, not fantasy. The nuns who lived the longest weren't the ones who pretended life was perfect. They were the ones who found genuine meaning and joy in a life of service and of sacrifice. Your specific action for this week is to practice what I call emotional honesty with optimistic action. when something difficult happens, and it's going to happen, allow yourself to go ahead and feel whatever comes up, anger, sadness, fear, whatever it is. Don't judge it. Don't rush out to try and fix it. Just acknowledge it. And then ask yourself, what one small step can I take right now to move me toward where I want to be? Look, this isn't about positive thinking. It's about positive action grounded in reality. And that is what actually changes your life. Listen, the world doesn't need more fake positivity out there, right? It needs more people who can face reality with courage and still choose to build something better. That's what real positive psychology is about. Not denying the darkness, but refusing to let it define you or kick your ass. Yeah, you have the science now. You have the tools. You know the difference between toxic positivity and genuine resilience. The question isn't whether it works. Harvard and so many other studies have already proved that it works. The question is, what the hell are you going to do with this knowledge? Your mindset isn't just your attitude. It's your longevity, it's your relationships, and it's your impact on your world and the world around you. Stop faking it and start building it. Think successfully and take action.
Thanks for listening to Your Success DNA podcast. Whether you're starting out or you're a seasoned entrepreneur, we have the tools and inspiration that you need to take your life to the next level. So stay tuned for more game-changing advice in our upcoming episodes. And hey, before you go, a quick reminder to check out our past episodes of Your Success DNA for more inspiring stories and practical advice. And if you've loved what you heard, leave us a review and share this podcast with your friends and colleagues. Let's all level up our lives together, shall we? Remember, your success is in your DNA.